Thank you. I promise we will not need these lights here. Governor, first of all, Governor Minner, big round of applause for Governor Minner for being here. He's always here. Governor, always good to be with you, Secretary. Three things. 2 thanks and 1 request. First, thank you for being so good to me and Hallie. I wasn't here last summer. It's one of the only jamborees I think I've ever missed in my life. And Hallie was here with the kids. They're over there playing in the sand. And you all were so good to her, not just here, but for the year we had that we dealt with. And I look out in this audience, I see so many of you that were part of making our year an easier year with your prayers, your care packages, and just being there for Hallie and the kids. That's the only reason she agreed to come up on the stage. So thank you for being so good to my wife. Thank you. The second thanks I have is for you all, for all you all did in 2006 and all you're doing now to help me get to a job that I love deeply and have great passion for it. You know, it's not often that you get to work in a job that you get to go indoors, Chris Coons, where you get to work at the Department of Justice. Justice. That's my job, to go about doing justice with 410 other people in the state of Delaware. You know, this has been a little bit of a tough, it's an understatement. This has been a tough year for Sussex County from a law enforcement perspective. It's been a tough year. And certain of those cases I can't talk about by way of court order. But what I can say is that I will do what you all elected me to do, what my charge is when I took my oath of office. And then I will do everything in my power to make sure that justice is done in those cases that have so affected this county. And there's 2 in particular that I refer to. You've given me the opportunity to be part of doing what I think the core function of government is. And that is, and Chris spoke to it, and John spoke to it, and the senator spoke to it, the core function of government is protect the citizens. That's my job. And what I've been focused on, the governor's allowed me to do, is focus on protecting everyone, but for sure those who have no voice, children and the elderly. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do that. I hope you look me over and think about giving me the opportunity to do it again. And I'll end with the 3rd point, and that's my request. I've been going door to door, whether or not I have an opponent or not, up and down the state, with many of the state representative candidates and state senate candidates here and that are leaving right now to go with their family. I will continue to, no matter what kind of opponent or opposition we do or don't have, to do everything in my power to elect Chris Coons, to elect John Carney, to elect the state treasurer, to elect the insurance commissioner, to elect members of the General Assembly that go and work on behalf of the Markell administration on behalf of their districts. But it starts with what Chris and John are doing. I don't often speak for my dad and for the president, but or the vice president or the president for sure, but I can speak for my dad. He needs your help. He needs Chris Coons in Washington. He needs John Carney in the House of Representatives. The Biden family, my wife, who's close with Annie, my kids, my Aunt Valerie, my brother, our entire family is going to be working their tails off, hopefully to elect me. But I think they're more interested in electing Chris and John. So we as a family are going to be working hard. Chris talked about a tug of war that goes on as a metaphor. Well, elections in my case are usually straight out fights. Straight out fights. Saddle up. Let's saddle up and get going. We have a fight on our hands. We have the ideas on our side. We have the candidates. And we also have 47% of the state who are registered Democrats. Let's get them out to vote and put Chris Coons and John Carney in the United States Congress. Thank you. I look forward to working with all of you.
Thank you, Beau. I'd now like to introduce Pete Schwarzkopf. He is the pride and joy of Sussex County in the House of Representatives, and